randomly sometimes has the best intentions for you than somebody that's been there long term.
So you're kind of saying that everyone shows up for a purpose. So pay attention. 100%. Get your fucking head out of your phone.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Because
unless you're watching this.
Unless you're watching this. Keep watching. But that's the thing, though, is like, I do think that every single person has a significant reason to be in your life. And, like, even think about this. Like, me and you met, like, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We've seen each other briefly.
Yeah.
And then here we are today.
Absolutely.
And that's maybe something that we were meant to meet for multiple reasons.
Sure.
Like, definitely, I gotta say, like, I think everybody has a purpose, and when you meet them, whether they're good or bad, because like the one I was talking about earlier, yes, he was a very bad experience, but it was wonderful because I actually opened my eyes and kind of got my head out of my ass,
right,
and realized that there's so much more out there. I got into my new photography, which is taboo but fun, and I actually got my confidence like a lot higher. I got way more social in the sense of being honest about who I am and trying to talk. As much as I am private, I do really try to put myself out there, and it is still hard, but it's become easier from all those bad things. It's making it worth it. It's like, oh well, if you're not going to be there tomorrow, at least let's make today a little bit better,
right?
Like, and not every day is like that, but it's a new approach, and I think from being exposed to people with such refreshing mindsets and such genuine spirits, it's really changed how I think. Like, I gotta say, like I said, I feel like I've known him forever because the mindset, I couldn't recognize myself 4 months ago.
Right.
And it's, again, I said that about 2 years ago, and it's those random moments that you least expect it. I was in a pit of depression a week before I actually went on our date. I was in a pit of depression. My friend actually had to drag me out of my freaking bed to get me out, to talk to me, to shake my head and be like, chill, breathe, because my depression was so bad. And I was at a pretty bad low. Yeah. And all of a sudden, he walks in my life and it's like, flip.
That's awesome.
It's wonderful. I've never ever experienced something like this. So I think that, again, as much as it is a short term, I would never minimize the experience. I would actually amplify it 100%.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So about yourself, I mean, you seem like a very calm, cool, collected guy now. Have you ever dealt with depression yourself, or are you okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah? So you have a handle on how to, like, with each other, how to be compassionate when you're in those sort of states of mind.
It's all about that mutual understanding, right? So I definitely suffered from things like depression, anxiety, and it's stuff that hasn't exactly been easily fleeting.
Right.
But at the same time, it's something that once you kind of gain an understanding of it and kind of put some reins on it, you basically kind of think like, okay, this is all of this, is all in my head.
Yeah.
This is something that I can still kind of gauge, kind of keep tabs on, and still kind of not let it kind of like blind me or put kind of like blinders on me.
Sure.
It's too easy to kind of, get lost in thoughts, like I was saying before.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to have that sense of realism that not everything is the way you think it's going to be. And as soon as you actually come to terms with that, and as soon as you genuinely believe that, it takes a huge load off your shoulders. Because you start to actually think like, I'm going to be wrong a lot of the time, and that's a good thing.
Sure, I agree. And then, so you're kind of getting at the point of maybe not setting out expectations. I mean, because most of the time, things are not going to turn out how you expect. Life, you can't control life. Things are going to come up that you have no control over, and you're just going to have to learn how to let that be.
It's all about enduring. Like I absolutely believe in setting expectations, setting goals, fighting towards them.
Okay.
I 110% believe that. That's what I mean. That's what I think everyone's trying to do.
Of yourself or of other people, though?
Myself.
Yes.
And
okay.
I think other people, that's what they want to try and achieve, but it once again comes down to that whole understanding of how to do it.
Right.
Because a lot of people will kind of get misguided with what they want. It's not that they actually want to be happy or anything. They want to make a lot of money. They want material items, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then you go ahead, you get all those things, and it's just still, there's that little pit inside of you that's not filling.
Right.
So you look for other ways of doing it. Some people would turn towards religion. Some people would turn towards just being a scholar, scientist, focusing on whatever little niche you can.
Right. For fulfillment, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that although like anything like that can be very important, a lot of people still forget to actually think about themselves as an individual and focus on their own train of thought. And it's just all about kind of gauging what's worth thinking about and what's not.
Sure.
And I've kind of hit a point where it just, although I still definitely suffer from some anxiety issues, it doesn't fully affect me. I don't fully portray it just because I know in the back of my mind, like, this is something that it's just me and no one else really needs to, not exactly like endure it, but no one needs to witness it and get the wrong idea.
Sure.
Because there's not a lot of like emotional accuracy out there when you're putting out a lot of emotional thoughts. A lot of people find issues of how to actually kind of demonstrate the thoughts in an accurate manner. When you're able to do that, then you can really start aiding yourself, aiding those around you. Mm-hmm. But if you're still kind of misguided, still thoughts are floating around,
right,
that's when you need to kind of take a step back, look at your whole perspective,
right,
and do something different.
Sure. In terms of a gratitude mindset, we talk about gratitude mindset a lot on here because when you're thankful for things and you're grateful for things, it's really hard to be afraid and to feel miserable. Do you guys do you ever, when you're in those states of mind, make like a list of the things that you're grateful to have in your life, or do you find that any of that way of thinking or putting yourself in that kind of mindset helps?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. I would say, like, with myself, like, I love to, when it comes down to it, I would say the things I expose myself to it. I'm really grateful for my, I got some really awesome kid siblings.
Yeah.
And she's 16 years younger than me. Her name's Emily, which I shall say hi. Hi, Em.
Hi, Emily.
So she is, like, literally my mini me. And every time I've been having really, like I said, my depression, I've been trying to get over it. So every Monday we go and we get together. I pick her from school and we go out and do a random sister adventure. And
cool.
That is my way of showing myself what I'm grateful for. Because every time I look at her beautiful blue eyes, I'm like, this is something that matters more than anything. Is I want to make sure that she never is exposed to the way I feel. And if she is, she knows she can talk to me.
Awesome.
And that's something I think from being personally exposed to something I am grateful for and putting her more frequently in my life. I also have a 16-year-old brother. Mm-hmm. And he, same thing, and my other sister Tracy, which she's like my mini me. So that's honestly, when it comes down to it, like when I expose myself to them, or even Ahmed, like I absolutely gotta say, like my roommate Josh, like it's the people in my life that I kind of really latch onto them because cool. I want to constantly, as long as they're there, it seems like. Even with my family, it just seems like there's nothing really in the world that can really bug me. Mm-hmm. Like no matter how like it hurts and it feels crummy at the time. When I talk to them on the phone, it's amazing how they can just change my mindset. When I talk to him for advice, it's like he drives me nuts because he's right every freaking time. That's I think the only thing.
It's hard for a woman to admit, by the way.
Oh no! It's the only time we fight. It is literally I always fight with him how he's always right. Yeah. He's always right. So we're just in a little sea of wrong, and he's in a ship of right. No, but he's got excellent advice, and for my depression and stuff like that, like talking to him, it's amazing to see like how my mind will totally flip the next day or the next hour or however long it takes. But it's once he actually gets that point into my skull, it just kind of sits there, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, it's
light
in
bulb.
there. It's really great. Like so, I think the people for myself. That's how I end up like, showing my gratitude, but I don't know how he would.
Well,
it's basically. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Same thing, essentially. Like when it comes into family, and just kind of realizing that everyone, you're kind of in a giant masquerade. So when you show someone you're genuine, like when you take all that mask and you show them your genuine person, you're gonna get people who are a bit. Standoffish, but then the really good people who you're going to connect with, they're the ones that stick there, and it doesn't matter how long you haven't seen them. Yeah. It can be years, you see them again, they're still your best friend, you still instantly connect, and nothing ever changes. But it's all about realizing that not everyone is putting on the front that you think that they are. Right. And then just also understanding when they take that off, not to actually judge them for that. Right. Not to think that there's some like evil person or they're being mischievous towards you, malicious. Sure. It's just gauging things appropriately, I think. Right.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, good for you guys. So one last question before we finish off here, because we've been going for a good amount of time here. But so Kimmi, having worked in the sex store, does she in the bedroom ever whip out anything that's you're like, what the fuck is that?
She has been very, very reserved.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's like what we were saying. That's what we were saying in the beginning, right? People think like
that we're super like. Don't get me wrong. I have a tool chest.
Yeah.
But I'm just not. I don't know if he's ready for the tool chest.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't think.
If I'm ready or she's ready.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So fair enough. So this is still. There's still lots of adventure to unfold in your relationship.
Oh, quite a bit. Yes.
Awesome. Well, I won't pry any more than that, but we'll leave it at that for tonight, guys. But so we have your Woman Crush Wednesday for you, Kimmi. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome, and I'm going to thank you for coming as well.
Thank you for having us.
If you have any questions for Kimmi, or you could kind of relate to anything that she said, she's got her name tagged on this feed, as well as she's also sharing the video. So I'm hoping you're okay with this, but if anybody
100%.
wants to reach out, and by
feel
all
free
means,
to message anything you'd like,
Okay.
any questions, any comments, anything.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. I have a surprise for you guys tomorrow, so you're gonna like this too.
Okay.
But so tune in tomorrow evening around this time. I think we're gonna start around 7 p.m. tomorrow for Sunday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow and again next week. I don't know if we're gonna reschedule another Woman Crush, but we'll see. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Take care.